hello, this is Am I Now? I'm here to say I'm going to be reacting to Am I the A-hole Reddits today. So, I'm not here to be mean, I'm just here to figure out if the person writing or the people in their story are bad people. Well, not bad people, but like if they are being the a-hole. So, let's do this. I'm on the newest ones, so hopefully nobody has seen these before, and this will be new content. So, let's start. Am I the a hole? My uncle and his girlfriend are going away for 2 weeks, and then I don't see the rest of that. This is Am I the a hole? My uncle and his girlfriend are going away for 2 weeks. Within those 2 weeks, I'm watching their dogs for 8 days. I show up 3 times a day, and they're not far, but they're not close either. And it takes a lot of time to do the job. It's more than just walking their dogs. Usually, I would be charging more, but I try to give them a break. Plus, I have to give up my lunch breaks to go take care of them during the week. Tell me how she wants to pay me $100 to $200 less than my rate. Am I the a-hole for not budging on my price, since they are family? I depend on this money. No, no. My pets sit all the time, and in all honesty, I probably get paid less than I should. Um, but I don't like to argue about money. I always have like this fear that like if I say something too high, they'll hate me. Um, So like my brother, there was a couple times he didn't even pay me for watching his dog, but then the next time I watched his dog for a couple days, he gave me more money than he would normally would. Because he's like, well, I didn't pay you before, so I'll pay you now. So I'm really tough when it comes to money. Like my brain is tough on me when it comes to money. So I probably wouldn't have even argued with them. But if I really, really need the money, I would be all like, "Hey, can you actually pay me more than that?" So I do not think you're the a-hole. I think they might be the a-hole if they're giving you way less money than you need and way less money than it's worth to watch these dogs. So I don't think you're the bad person. I don't think so. Buckle in. Okay. So this is a throwback, and the people involved besides my husband are no longer a part of my life at all. But therapy is weird, and while working through something else entirely, the memory of the situation popped up from wherever it was laying dormant in my brain and hasn't gone away since. So I shall ask you, oh dear citizens of Reddit, am I the a-hole here, or was the pastor out of pocket? Let me set the scene. It is Christmas Eve, early 2020, 2020, sorry, early 20s, oh, early 2000s. Freaking can't math. Words are hard. It is below freezing outside and the snow is blowing lightly around. My husband and I are alone, but we'll be going to visit family the next day. We used to have our celebration on Christmas Eve, just us, then go to the big family event the next day. There was a guy our pastor was helping out, around 20 years old. My spouse and I were early 20s as well. The only thing the pastor knew for certain about us was we didn't have kids and we didn't plan. Wait. The only thing the pastor knew for certain about us was we didn't have kids and we didn't plan for Christmas Eve that involved other people. Or maybe he didn't know the second part and just assumed? Unclear. Anyway, Hubs and I went for our annual Chinese food meal and to hang out looking at Christmas lights, then planned to watch a movie or something at home. While out at dinner, husband got a call from our pastor telling him that he'd send the guy that we didn't know, we will call him Brian, to our house because we weren't doing anything and thought we should be kind and share our Christmas Eve with the man. Let me be so clear that this is never discussed. This was never discussed prior. Dang, okay. Well, he sent the guy to our house on a dang bicycle in freezing temperatures, and I was irate when we didn't leave our food to go visit with Brian. Oh, Anne was irate when we didn't leave our food to go visit with Brian. We were lectured about Christian love and how we were not being good Christians by not inviting Brian along. What? I'll touch on that in a moment. So we eventually go home. Brian is on our couch. Presumably he was told to go in. We lived way out of the country, so the doors weren't locked. I'm shaking with anger. I tersely said goodnight and went to bed because I was not dealing with a relative stranger when my little introverted heart had been promised one night of peace out of the week of chaos. All this was reported back to the pastor by Brian, who was so hurt and put out by us not being there when he arrived. I thought nothing of it, honestly, until months later, I asked the pastor for a letter of recommendation, which he willingly gave me one. Found out he wrote horrible things about my character and my uncharitable nature, based on, based, I can only assume on what event I served regularly at the church and helped quite a bit of people, if I'm being honest, with which this pastor would have known. So am I the a hole? Some random dude came to your house because your pastor put him there? Like, what? What about this would make you the a hole? And like, when they said, you're not being good Christians by inviting Brian along, I mean, being a good Christian is so varied. Like, there's so many takes on what would make you a good Christian. Um, yes, being kind to strangers is a good Christian move, but this is your house. You don't have to invite anybody in. And the fact that he just came in and sat down on your couch or whatever, this is crazy. My priest would never do this to me. It makes me feel like your pastor's the bad guy for just sending some stranger to your house. Um, you should have a say in that. It is your house. Um, yes, it's Catholically correct to um be nice to your neighbor, which most people don't do nowadays, but um I still think like this is not your bad. Like you are not the a-hole. This is just your pastor makes me uncomfortable. And it clearly made you uncomfortable with having a stranger in your house that you didn't even talk to. Like, that's. No, you are not the asshole. This is just crazy. If my pastor did this to me, I would never see him again. I would go to a different church. So, yeah, no, you're not the a hole. Am I the a hole for liking girls' posts on Instagram? Am I the a hole? My girlfriend and I have been dating for about a year and a half. We've had periods of lots of happiness, also periods of fights. Currently, we've been having a lot of fights that she started because I haven't been reassuring enough to her. Last week, we went through my Instagram and I found a bunch of girls from school, and I liked a bunch of girls from school, thirst traps on Instagram, and a post that wasn't a thirst trap of a girl I had hooked up with in the past. From her side, I made her completely insecure about herself and our relationship, and I betrayed her trust. From my side, I didn't want to send the wrong message. I truly just scroll on Instagram and like stuff. I don't really read into social media. I didn't mean to like a thirst trap. I honestly don't fully know the line between what is and what isn't if it's not obvious. I felt awful about the situation, and she was really pissed at me again. We talked, and I unfollowed every girl I had hooked up with and every girl I didn't know well. She didn't really want to do the same, but she said she would if I really wanted her to. I didn't because I don't really care about social media. I talked to my friends and coworkers, and they told me that she was crazy about being mad about it, and stalking my Instagram. I'm on this thread because I want to have a better understanding of if I didn't really fuck up, if she was wrong, or both. I also really been going through it with her lately, and I want to understand if I need to treat this as a problem with her or myself. No. I am one who doesn't believe in uh, people stalking each other's uh, social media when it comes to relationships. I think, yes, people can turn to cheating, and it is easy to find out if they're cheating by seeing their social medias. But unless you suspect them of cheating, I don't really think you should be just stalking their social media. Like, my girlfriend and I aren't even friends on most social medias. Um, she doesn't really use a lot of them, so we haven't really done anything like that. But I do like girls' pictures. I like guys' pictures. I like all the pictures, and I do comment nice stuff most times, saying, "Oh wow, you're beautiful" or something. And I feel like that could be taken the wrong way if you're in a relationship where it's not stable. Like it's not you have little trust in your relationship. So like if I was dating this girl who has trauma and has been cheated on, I'd kind of expect her to be watching my social media, but I still wouldn't change what I like and comment on unless she had a problem with it. It sounds like here she had a problem with it, so then that's the time for a conversation. That's not the time for immediate change unless you think it's what's right for the conversation because of the conversation. So I think your girlfriend is insecure and is dealing with possible trauma and is very worried about your relationship. I think the best thing you can do is talk to her about you don't see the relationship as a problem. Talk to her about how you don't find this to be a bad thing to do in a relationship, just liking other people's posts. Um but I understand stopping liking people's posts and being more cautious about what you like. But I am not saying that you should just unfollow people just because of the type of posts they do. It just really sounds like your girlfriend's insecure. I don't think either of you are the a hole. I think it's just something that needs a deeper conversation and possible couples counseling, which I am a firm believer of. So, no, you're not the a hole. She's not the a hole. She is just insecure. That is all. Buckle in, everybody. Am I the a hole for sabotaging my new coworker as they leave on vacation? I told my best friend what I'm doing, and he says I'm kind of being an a hole to someone I barely know, but I feel like it's deserved. So I'm wondering if I'm being petty or if I'm actually okay for doing this. I work in a factory. Every year, the company hires new workers to cover the vacation period. One of the newcomers who has been placed with me brags to the other new hires on a WhatsApp group they have that she's the most autonomous of them all, doesn't need my help, and that the work is split 50-50 between us. She's basically presenting herself as a fucking elite among us. Among them. Sorry, among us. um, she also credits someone else, a person who gets paid more because they're in charge of training for teaching her everything she knows. They work together for like a day and a half. I honestly don't give a single shit who gives credit to. She's her giving credit to that person is the same as crediting the pigeon on the power lines outside. This is a good one. The truth, she's full of shit. Her job skills are the equivalent of a kid who can't wipe their own ass at 10 years old because she doesn't know how to do most basic stuff without fucking it up. Damn. This is hard. Gosh, you already sound like the asshole. I'm getting overloaded. There's heavy lifting. I do 90% of it. I do most of her taxes she brags about to her friends she knows how to do, when clearly she doesn't. After almost 3 months, the only thing she's been decent at is something someone learns on day one. Now that I'm 1 week away from vacation, I go, she stays with the experienced workers who swapped vacation time. She suddenly brings the notebook to work and starts asking me to narrate what I'm doing so she can take notes. What the fuck? That's what they said. I'm not saying that. She had months to do this, and I specifically said it was a lot easier to take notes down than to look from the outside and hoping to remember how to do it because she never cared to do it. Now all of a sudden she's worried and panicking and wants to learn on a blitz before I leave. What makes it funnier is that I've seen other newcomers on other lines doing far more than her. I think she's finally realizing that the others that find her bullshit is just that, bullshit. When I'm gone, she'll have to work with her less capable coworkers and they'll see she can't do jack shit. The person who she credits she'll have to work wait, who she credits and cries help when I'm on a break. She won't be there either. She'll she'll be paired with way less patient, less empathetic workers who've made newcomers cry or quit 2 days in. Still, this kind of workers is pretty much flagged, and no shift manager will put newcomers with them. So she's at least safe with that, I think. Nonetheless, she'll be most likely paired with someone who doesn't give two shits about helping her. So yeah, I won't be in a really good it won't be a really good time for her. So now every time she comes to me, she can be journalist. I just say I don't have time or I'm busy and that I have other tasks to do, which isn't a lie. So does she deserve what's coming to her in the next weeks or am I being the asshole? Yes. Simple answer, yes to both. She kind of does deserve what's coming to her because she hasn't been doing work, but you are also being an a-hole about this situation too. Let her journal, let her take notes, let her do all that jazz because clearly she doesn't know what she's doing. And this is the only way she'll be able to figure it out. So, not letting her journal and like being kind of rude to her is just that rude. Um, I think you should help her figure out what she has to do. Even though she hasn't been the best, she still will need to do this stuff while you're away. And by the time if you even see this video of mine, you won't know how to help the situation because it's already passed by the time you see this video, if you see this video. But I am saying that it is kind of heartless to not give her a hand while she's preparing to have to do your work when you're gone. This makes me think that you're going to have more work to do when you come back because she hasn't done the work. So, I think the best thing to do is give her a little bit of a hand before you leave so that way when you come back you don't have this boatload of shit you got to do because she'll actually have done something. So, I do think you're being a bit of an a-hole, and I also do think that she is too. So that's my 2 cents. Okay, so that's all I wanted to do in this video. I just wanted to read a few Am I the Asshole Reddits. Um, I felt like I could use a little bit of a refresher, and well, not like you know what I mean, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did do another video of reading Am I the Asshole Reddits. That'll be on the screen in a moment, so stay tuned for that. You can watch that if you haven't seen it already. And thank you guys so much for watching. This is Minimal signing off. Bye.